Hello and welcome back to round one action of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championship here in Charlotte, North Carolina at Hornets Nest Park. I am Jeremy Koling, joined by Paul Ulibarri, BigBarri commentary, bringing you all of today's action.
Really interesting front nine. I mean, we have a couple under par scores, obviously on the front page right there. A lot of red, some green. It's going to take some pars and a couple birdies down the stretch for one of us to be making it to tomorrow. So
when you play this course in the first round, you're thinking 4 under is a good score that will most likely get you in. We are playing as the last group, which means that we have the top 4 most points. So if we are tied with any of the groups in front of us, every person on this card will get the nod over that person below them. Hole 10, par 3, new tee, 345 feet. Very strange angle. You're going to have to play either the flex sidearm play or the backhand turnover play. It's really the only 2 ways that you can get through this initial gap. Yep, that's what happens when your form sucks. It's the truth.
I couldn't have said it better.
Really didn't like that one.
Again, going through the left gap. I actually really like this. I think it makes the gap bigger. He turns it too much, but once you get through there, you can make a lot of ground up without hitting a tree.
This hole's tough.
It's a tough initial gap to hit for sure.
Doesn't look that you got to appreciate the immediate get in call when you just haven't released the disc for about 2 seconds.
No, I like going down that right side gap. Try to get the, to get the bogue.
I'm sure you do. Look at this shot from Chris.
Did he hit that guy?
Yeah, I think he did actually. Wow. And yeah, he just keeps walking. He's a little embarrassed. We've thrown rollers.
Or did it hit the tree?
It hit the tree, but then I think it hit him right afterwards. This was, I will say that was a very fortunate, and also I hit the gap I wanted to, but I did not think I could get that close to the pin. That was a very, very bad place to be.
Gannon.
Really aggressive.
Well, yeah, we were up top there. It looked like it was going in from our angle. So that was a great bid from him. Sitting at about 45 here.
And you're sitting about 5 or 6 back of what we think is going to qualify. So you have to start getting aggressive on everything at this point. There aren't that many true birdie holes in the back nine. So got to run that one.
Yeah, I don't think there would be a situation where I wouldn't go full go at that.
But in general, it's going to be an aggressive back nine game plan. Look at that. That's the second let's go call in the last 3 holes for Clemons.
Just center. Turn your back on it.
Cool guys don't watch explosions, Paul. That was a bad break. I mean, you missed the putt, but then to get behind these 2 trees, obviously straddle's not exactly your favorite stance, and that was just...
I'd rather putt in a push-up position than have to straddle putt inside the circle.
I think you could straddle to the side and do a push-up at the same time. I mean,
should have done it. It would have been better than that. And that's back-to-back holes, having to straddle from wherever. I mean, see, look at this is the same putt. I don't have to straddle, and what do you know?
And yeah, it's both holes. You had about the same distance for birdie, and both holes end up turning into bogeys. It's a 4-stroke swing. You could just as easily be at 1 under right now, and that's unfortunately not the case.
If I knew now what I wish I knew then, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they say it too. Hole 11, par 4, 651 feet. Another shot at Hornets Nest. We're throwing it straight for 330 to 350 is absolutely paramount. You want to land somewhere near this tee here. To the right side is preferable, opening up your angle to the second shot, which kind of moves its way back left. That is perfect.
There's nothing not to like about that. That is just buttery, smooth right down the middle. Everybody's chasing that guy, though.
Yep, that's a back-to-back great shots there from our card. Really good second tree, actually.
Yeah, that's lovely. Still doable from there.
About 380 to the pin from there.
Tough position here. Yank that one. I have a hard time playing on tee pads that are sloped down, and that one's extremely sloped at the bottom half of the tee. I made a mental note of it in practice, and after the 3-putt on the last hole is one of those mental errors where I just didn't even think about it.
That is a brand new concrete slab that didn't quite get standing up as much as the slightly more beat up ones that I'm used to throwing roll. So that was a bit of a learning curve mistake there, and that's going to be a tricky approach to try to save the par. A lot of flick rollers on this hole if you're off the side of the fairway, apparently.
Yeah. This actually worked out really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to have about 75 from there, which is totally doable, especially from not being in the fairway yet.
And see if we get a good angle here. Yeah, even with Chris's great drive, he still has a very tricky shot with trees in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. Does not get by the big one, and that kicks back into the woods. Let's see if Gannon gets just long enough to have an open look. I think he just gets a little bit past. No, it's pretty much the same shot. But this was just a much better execution from Gannon, and beautiful throw. 2 crisp shots in a row, and that's what you get.
Here's a good little upshot from Clemons. I like the way that it just lands and doesn't go anywhere. Shows great control. Also some good control there on a little tomahawk pancake shot.
Yeah, a little left to right pancake slide action with the AVR X3. And that's unfortunately going to be a 3rd straight bogey.
Can't bogey them all. That's what I always like to say. And that one catches the left side, ends in, and birdies are expensive on this course. So,
well, and those back-to-back birdies on 1 and 2 are now completely out of the picture for Gannon in his last 9 holes. Having a little conversation with Clemons here about how much he likes this hole, and definitely is a very, very common Charlotte type shot where you have to place it in a certain spot, and from there it becomes tricky. Hole 12, Paul. What you got?
Yeah, not your typical Charlotte hole.
No.
Par 4, 819 feet. You do whatever you want off the tee. Basically a long drive contest. Don't end up left into the woods over there. And a lot of people can pull it to the right side. So straight as far as you can throw it. It bends to the right, almost directly right on a high rise. So you're going to see a lot of high left to right bending up shots, because getting the distance, I would say you'd have to throw it 650 feet to get to a dead straight shot.
Something like that. Yeah, this is a beautiful shape from Gannon. And even that is not looking straight into the pin. You're going to need another 75, 80 feet before your angle becomes straight.
Yeah, I think even farther than that, really.
Chris needs distance. He goes sidearm, and man, he has got a cannon. Beautiful.
Yep, everybody's going to be like in that area for the most part of good shots. It's tough to break that barrier just because the left side of this tee pad, if you can see the wood line, a distance shot is going to want to come at a steeper angle from that left side. So it's forcing us to throw that hyzer flip in front of those. And that's why we're not getting the distance down the hill being only 819 feet.
Yeah, those early trees left really do cause some concern as far as commitment, because the best shot would be close to those tree line on the left side and really use the whole fairway, but we just don't really have that much luxury. But 4 pretty decent shots.
Yeah, those are all in scoring position. Being that scoring position is really hard from here. I mean, it's a semi close to a par 5. It's a great par 4, but it's scoring as, I'm guessing, probably.
Oh, wow. That was interesting. I didn't know that it hit the stuff, because that was a pretty decent result, and it came up 45 feet short.
Yeah, in a typical tournament, I would think you'd have like 5 or 6 birdies on this. 72
like Pro Tour field.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
72 person field.
You're not going to get much more than that. This is a bomber hole off the tee, and you have to be able to throw 500 feet at some point. You have to have that much power to be able to even get to a spot where you can throw a second shot good enough to get the birdie on this one. This is with your ringer?
Yeah, it's not the distance that's the problem.
That tree hanging over the gap.
Yeah, I think that was actually going to be really good because the putter then goes dead straight right. It doesn't fade to the left. It really wants to hold that line. I'm trying to throw this in, obviously, being running out of holes. At this point, everything's going to be full on run from the tee on into the green for me. You guys will have other game plans. You guys are just still trying to manufacture, stay steady. Couple birdies down the stretch would do you guys big time.
I will say I have not looked at scores to this point in the round. I knew that I had the most points of anyone playing today, so ties would be in my favor. And once I missed that putt, I actually ended up asking Big Wave Dave, the guy who was keeping our score, if I could look at the scores and just kind of get a good feel for where everything was at.
Eric Weimer, blind man, wanted to climb Mount Everest, and he believed it was possible. Guaranteed Rate is a mortgage lender who understands the power of belief, because if you believe, you will.
And when I checked those scores, I must say I was pretty pleased to see that the scores were pretty slow. Half of the cards had already finished, and the guys who had not finished were sitting there at 2 and 3 under. Nathan Queen had a good round, and he was pretty much guaranteed with a score of 6 under. But the other guys are still out there playing at 2 or 3 under par, so feeling pretty good about being at the score that we're at right now.
This just looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, and he catches the last
that's what
one.
he had.
You're right.
Okay. Yeah, it looked like he flew it to the green off the tee. That was a really beautiful shot.
This is a little low coming out the hand. You want it higher. That way you can clear that hillside. Doesn't quite have the height, but the angle and the shot shape was perfect. Flippy eagle from you. Understable, get to the right side, turn it. Also doesn't have the height, it looks like, but...
Oh, that's what... I heard that sound. I didn't know what... I thought it was a tree. You hit the root. Okay. Still just barely inside the circle.
I was going to throw backhand. I saw you throw that.
I love this shot here with your heat. Look at this. Trusting it. And this is the angle the shot was designed for that shot right there. Fairway driver, understable, down the right side, let it turn. Can't throw it much better than that. Clemons giving it a good effort, just a bit low.
To tie the card. Big putt.
Beautiful.
Big putt from Gannon.
See that little fist bump. He knows what that means. Look at that extension.
And he caught a bad break off the tree. Threw a great shot.
Yep.
He should have been in the circle.
Yep.
Didn't let it get to him, and he knocks that one down. Jerm says, well, you're tied for a second, young fella. Good putt down the hill, too. Nervy putt. I mean, at this point in the round, everybody kind of understands the situation, and it's you're not playing against those guys. You're playing against the field, and it's like a final round pressure that you can't really explain. You know, that's like final round pressure in there for the win because you guys are all playing for.
We're playing for $30,000, Paul. Right. There is not this round, but still there's $30,000 on the line for both MPO first and FPO first place. Incredible job with our sponsors. We picked up some huge title sponsors for this event. Hole 14, par 3, very tough, 415 feet through the woods. Flip up forehand is going to be the play for pretty much anyone looking to birdie this hole.
Yeah, but it's back to the format. This is just insanely crushed and perfect.
The fist bump in midair, and look at that. Past the basket.
What I'm saying is something about playing in the group. You're not worried about the guys on your card, which you typically would be under that sort of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a whole tournament pressure we're not used to dealing with.
Oh, why didn't it drift sooner?
That was a good shot. This is a very difficult hole.
Yes. And look how flippy that nuke is, man, just turning over. Yeah, speaking more onto this format, it is strange to play a stroke play event that has the pressure of match play, where you have to get a certain score in certain holes, and you have to jockey for position. It is a very interesting format. I think that it's a very fitting format for the end of season for the top 32 players. Look at that drive from Clemons.
This is playing as 16th most difficult. That is hogwash.
No, it's the third easiest hole in the course.
Yeah, that's hogwash. This is the hardest hole I've ever played.
It's just the stats are just thrown off for 16. If you have a 32 player field count, you're going to see huge numbers on this hole. Last year, I'm pretty sure Anthony Barella took an 8 on this hole. I think. Could be wrong, but it was certainly a big number. Either way, Gannon's not taking a big number here. He is taking a birdie. Clemons is taking a birdie, and right now, 3 under par on this card. That number's starting to look pretty good. We were thinking it'd be 4 or 5 for a safe ticket to the quarterfinals, but it's actually looking like it's a bit lower. Hornets Nest got harder this year than last year, and those scores were a bit lower in 2020.
Yeah, I think the changes made it a good 3 strokes harder at least. Hole 15, par 3, 321, mandatory right here. Dead straight. Whatever you throw dead straight, please do it now. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. Birdie is a must for the whole card, except for me. I am completely out of it. But as far as our other 3 competitors, hitting this gap is essential. Essential? Yeah. Or essential. Essential.
I think there's a couple different pronunciations. Or is it pronunciations?
This is a great kick. Right into the middle. If he hit the initial gap, and that's what I was saying. He didn't get all the way out.
I thought that he was going to hit this initial tree, and look at the forward skip. Look at the action there. Clemons parks it. Clemons is on fire right now.
Yeah, that's big time.
Roadrunner.
Road Firebird.
Yeah. I mean,
I think stable.
it went in the bag yesterday. I thought I'd flip up, but it did not. Not this time. Still learning. Oh my gosh, I did not see it hit that initial tree.
Yeah, I hit 5 trees in one shot. One of the skills I've developed during this round is hitting a lot of trees. And
Gannon, this is a little lame. Coming up a bit short. Not full commitment there. It's going to be a tough putt for par that he is going to need.
Yeah, all of Clemons is parked, but you two scrambling. And this is just perfect. Good action. Great save.
I really actually was asking you guys how close I was because I had leaves in my eyes. I had no idea that it had gotten that close. And this is just running it. Like, why not? Just go in. So close. You've had so many of those that have just been a foot or two off at most.
Yeah, I might start trying to make them.
Trump, why not? Big putt here for Gannon. Yes. Look at that.
2 inches out of the hand, knows it. Man, this kid's good. Mm-hmm. This kid is good. Chris Clemons also good.
Yeah, he's been known to be good at disc golf. Great hair, great personality, great at disc golf. The holy trinity.
Yeah.
How can you have all three of those?
Yeah. Jelly.
Oof.
Now that I'm done and I don't have a chance, I'm gonna take over with the
you're gonna
hole
do it?
16, par 3. That way I have something to do. Par 3, 357 feet. You have 2 options. You can go down this way, fairway, mid-range, whatever you got to throw. Make sure it's turning left at the end of the flight. It's actually very straight, and then you want it to just dive left at the end. Hitting the gap is essential. There's also a lefty or a sidearm route, which is way smaller over there to the left. Chris throws
beautiful.
this, and then hits all kinds. He got so unlucky there.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that's where he landed.
Because he hit the first little limb, which pushed him into those. That should have never happened. We should have seen an ace. We didn't. That counts. Gannon's throwing 2.
And it should be noted that earlier in the round, an official actually called Gannon on a 30-second violation. And so Gannon picked up his disc because he thought that the time was running down and he just threw it immediately. It was
poor kid. And there's that sidearm route we were talking about. Jerm hits the very edge of it. That was so close to being perfect. I've seen you throw that shot many times, and many times you've thrown it great.
Oh, that was a brutal kick left because it is a nightmare over there.
I decided to throw in between both. Take a guess in the comments on what one I was trying to get to, because you'll never know.
Oh my goodness. What a shot.
Wow, thanks. Thank you.
Now, I will say this, anywhere that's not down in the flat becomes a very difficult save. And that was a really nice shot from Gannon. Once again, he stays there at 3 under par with that short putt left. I will say that I've been playing this course for many years. This is the first tournament hole I ever played, actually. This very hole. And that was one of the worst spots you can be, is up there. For sure thought the bogey was in my future with that before I threw that.
That was a beautiful upshot. Now you just got to make sure to make that putt. This could go so far. That would almost guarantee him a spot in the in the playing tomorrow. Great putt. You see the emotion? Grabs it. Nice little slap. Needed it. Got it. Now we're coming down the stretch, man.
Yeah.
And these pars now are feeling like birdies for you guys.
Yep.
All right. Last commercial did pretty good, but we got to top it somehow. Hope you guys came prepared with some notes. I don't see any notes. Let's hear your ideas.
At this point, we know the scores.
Yes.
At this point, we know that 3 under guarantees me a spot, but 3 under does not necessarily guarantee Gannon a spot. It could, and we'll get into that later. But at this point, if Chris Clemons goes par, he is in.
Yes.
Hole 17, par 5. Difficult hole. This hole gave Kevin Jones the fits last year in the semifinals. Took an 8 on this hole, just barely squeaked into the finals. This hole can do it to you. Got to keep it in the middle.
Good enough. It's not great because of the heavy finish towards the left side. That's going to pinch him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now it's great.
Yes. Okay. Gannon going with the mid-range. I like this play. He's been throwing it great, and that is fading.
And then kick back to the middle. Okay. All right. Par in 17 can be tough. Par in 18 is pretty easy to play for. So the difficulty is 17. This is the issue right now for Gannon and myself. We have to get through 17.
Right, a little left on the release there. Luckily, you have the sidearm, which you can step out.
Oh, watch this kick. Yeah.
Not my best kick. That was going to be really far.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just going for fun.
Yeah, if I go eagle, ace.
You're out. You're still not in. You're not in at that point.
That's not true. You guys could go like 6, 6, 6.
Not going to be enough.
Yeah, I'm out. Enough talking about me. This is Gannon. He needs to get in position.
I love it.
Very, very nice shot. Landing flat. That's the corner. That's fine.
Short,
He's playing for par here. So just get that up there.
It's close enough to the edge, though, that he does have a play for birdie.
Yes.
Clemons, with that really good kick out, has a really good play for birdie. Now he's right in the middle.
But he doesn't want birdie. He wants par. He wants to throw it up there and even lay up a putt.
I love this. Look at this. Why not? Why not? All the way to the top of the hill. What a shot to get through everything. So play to the corner, a play up to the green, and a putt gets me par. So that's the play to the corner.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep, right at the edge of the circle. That gives Chris the opportunity to just play it smart, lay it up, move on to the quarterfinals tomorrow. Gannon needs to play this one for birdie to guarantee himself a spot. He is not in a situation where he's guaranteed anything quite yet.
Awkward little shot because you can't push it right.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was perfect, and I did not hear that tree. And that tree kicks me to the edge of the circle, so a little bit trickier than obviously you'd like. If you're playing for $30,000 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a tough putt for 30 grand.
It's a tough putt for $10. Okay, that sits.
Okay, bogey. That's fine.
Yep.
It's not fine, but it's okay because on the last hole, you know what you have to do. You have to get a birdie.
Yep.
You've birdied it before.
Yep.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. It's nothing. The situation is with a birdie on 18, 3 under gets me in.
And if Gannon makes this par, well then...
No matter what, now Gannon is assured a spot in the finals with that par. Because I believe we did have one thing we had to check off. We had to make sure that Emerson Keith did not birdie 18, which he did not.
Yep.
So Emerson Keith is in at 3 under par, but Gannon gets that tie break between those two. If I
Exactly.
get my birdie here on 18, 486 feet, there are trees left and right early that kind of force you into a straight shot. Got to get the turn. Starts turning there. Needs to get the brakes.
It don't matter if mine hit that semi truck over there. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's still fun to do it.
Yeah, it's still fun to commentate on it. Chris Clemons, nothing special here. Just throw it in the middle.
He done did that.
Yep.
Chris Clemons is on to the quarterfinals, barring a 6.
Gannon
Yeah.
grabbing mid-range. Smart play here. Doesn't need anything. He almost gets to circle 2 with a mid-range.
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful layup shot right there in the middle. It's a jump putt, easy approach. And this is simple. Grab your Wraith. I know this does really well. I've thrown it for at least 3 days. And I thought that would flip.
That's it.
That's it. You have your quarterfinals have been written. Gannon, Buhr, Chris Clemons.
Jerm and I are going fishing.
Yeah. We'll see you next year.
Remember last year when we went fishing?
Nope.
Me neither. Get in. That would have been cool, though.
I had this strange premonition that on the 18th hole, I would be out of it just enough or in it so safely that I would be throwing a pterodactyl claw on the last hole. I was hoping that it would be the latter instead of the former, but Gannon knows what that it means. He is in. That putt was just for the crowd. That putt officially begins my hibernation, Paul. So I will be sleeping until 2022 starts. I'll see you then.
No, we still have a couple more rounds to do some.
I will be sleeping. That's it for me.
You know what, though? Some great playing from Chris and Gannon.
Yes.
To still have a shot at the big paycheck, man. Hats off to young Gannon.
Yeah.
He played really smooth. He started off bogey to start the tournament. Mm-hmm. He finds himself in the quarterfinals, and Chris Clemons was
fight.
just smooth sailing the whole way.
Yep.
I felt like he was in control of his round the whole time. I never saw him really slip up, and it was really impressive to watch. Sad to see you go.
Yeah, it's sad to see you go too, buddy.
I was rooting for you, but hey, man, it's the way it happens.
Well, we are going to have quarterfinal action here at Hornets Nest Park tomorrow. Come back for second round action here. Beautiful stuff there from Nathan Queen shooting 6 down. Man, this course is hard, Paul.
Brutal.
Back 9 is very tough. Nothing guaranteed at all at any point. Such an interesting format. Biggest payout in disc golf history. We'll see you tomorrow.